Hello and welcome to Depth Camera Central Volume 30, and you're looking at the UltraLeap Gemini V5 Beta. This is extraordinary. What a leap forward, pardon the pun, in hand tracking algorithms when compared to Orion V4 and many of the other products on the market. So what we want to do here is think broadly about the Qualcomm implementation. You see this in their new developer kit, but also in the Vario hand tracking implementation. They're using the Gemini V5. And almost every single type of headset, HMD moving forward, will have some kind of a hand tracking initiative for these types of systems. You see it in the Oculus Quest 2. That is fantastic. We also see it in the HoloLens 2 using their AI inference model and engine to track your hands in 25 points. But again, what they're using is a vertical cavity surface emitting laser and a 1 megapixel camera. This is the 170-degree field of view Rigel stereo camera system. You can also use the older Leap Motion module to do this. But many of the improvements you see here on this beta software application is in the past. If you remember, when you brought your hands together, it would lose that tracking signal, right? Because of occlusion, because of a lot of the latency type issues. In the upper right-hand corner, you see the X, Y, and Z of each one of the hand digits, the yaw, pitch, and roll. So we'll take one hand out. You can kind of see that, all those metrics, and then you put your other hand out. So this tracking initiative is amazing. I mean, what this allows you to do is implement and design and integrate hand tracking into every single type of virtual reality or spatial computing device across the entire market. I mean, we saw this in the RealMax system using an Android operating system, integrating the Leap Motion hand tracking so they can start using this beta hand tracking today. And what you're seeing here is all the different types of visualizations for the hand tracking. It's so magical, it's beautiful. I have to say congratulations to the entire UltraLeap team. I've worked with some of the guys in the past and looked at many of their proof of concepts. It's extraordinary, the advancements that they've had. And I often think quite a bit about that the Apple procurement. They almost purchased Leap Motion many times before they integrated into the UltraLeap with the haptic-based systems. So I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen with the Apple HMDs. Obviously, in my opinion, they're going to come out with a precursor to a spatial computing device, like a mixed reality device first. But it will include something like this, some kind of an infrared module where it's tracking your hands in real time. Now, there's a few different integrations on the perspective view. What this is doing here is a desktop up-facing device. I will showcase to you guys the visualization from a headset right here, and then we'll also do one from the forward, the top facing down. But I want to talk a little bit more broadly about touchless interfaces across the entire world right now. I think we especially in transportation, every time I go to the airport, every time I go to any type of a train station or anything like that where I'm moving or transiting, on any kind of a transportation device, you have to touch user interfaces all the time. It's everywhere. You go into a grocery store, you go into a shopping mall, you have to touch interfaces, you have to check out, you have to open the door, when you go to the ATM, you got to put your information in. And this is antiquated technology. It's from 1990. We need to start pushing touchless interfaces, and I'm hopeful and optimistic that these new software development kits, these open source cross-platform integrators, will allow those things to exponentially be developed in a quicker fashion when compared to the inflection points of this emerging technology. These transformational paradigms are here. The inflection points have arrived. Again, in the last year, everything is accelerated on orders of magnitude. I mean, something that I couldn't even imagine before. So it's really, really amazing. But thank you so much for tuning in to this very brief introduction into Gemini. I will launch probably a 3-video volume going into all different types of the applications and the software and the code and C++, and maybe even do some open source application development and some live streaming on YouTube as well. For everybody out there who's interested in integrating this into existing virtual reality applications. Again, I think every application that has some kind of a controller system, they're going to start seeing that hand tracking may replace a vast majority of those interactive models because it's more natural. It's more gesture manipulative. You can go up, and this is how we see and manipulate and interact with the world is with our hands. We don't have controllers as babies. We learn how to manipulate our world with our hands. That's why they're so important. And again, You look at a lot of different integrators like Haptics X and Sensor Glove and a lot of other systems that are basically providing haptic feedback on top of that. They could streamline some of their applications, because if this is already implemented, they could take it out of their product that isn't necessary, right, for the SDK. But the post fidelity and the robustness of this new SDK, the V5 beta. This is beta. It's not fully released. It'll be fully released at the end of 2021, but it has improved the initialization and the tracking on the hand tracking. You can see that. It's really incredible. And again, two-handed interactions. When you're doing this with your fingers, when you pull through the system like this and you cross your fingers just like this, we couldn't do this before. It would lose tracking every single time. It's very frustrating, again, when you're breaking the reality inside a virtual reality experience. It is destroyed ultimately at that point. So this will help augment that and allow these interactive models to be more realistic, ultra photorealistic. And again, it will open the entire platform. When it's compared to like OpenXR and the Kronos group, which I covered previously in the Microsoft HoloLens videos, this is something very similar to that, where it's going to just pull in so many people who have never developed with this application. Now that spatial computing has arrived, it's here, and I fervently recommend to every single organization in the world to start thinking about these technologies, to begin initiatives to adopt them and implement them appropriately. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you always tuning into this channel. Please subscribe below. Have a wonderful day.